19. Act 2. 30. Paul uses this fact when showing that Jesus' priesthood according to the manner of Melchizedek is superior to Aaron's, in that Levi, Aaron's forefather, was in the loins of Abraham, and in that sense paid tithes to Melchizedek. Heb 7. 5-10. GE 14. 18-20. Paul also argued similarly at Romans 7. 9, saying, I, Paul the Jew, in his forefathers' loins before the law was given, was once alive apart from law. But when the commandment arrived, sin came to life again, but I died. To gird up the loins meant to gather up the ends of the robes under the sash to facilitate physical activity, and came to be used as an expression denoting preparation for vigorous mental or spiritual activity, and at times, it conveyed the idea of strengthening. Luke 12. 35. Compare 1p1. 13. Brace up your minds literally, gird up the loins of your mind for activity. At Ephesians 6. 14. Christians are told to have their loins girded about with truth, that is, strengthened by the truth of God's word as an essential support, just as a tight girding of the physical loins protects them against damage due to extreme stress. Jehovah foretold the pain and distress of Jerusalem by the figure of an able-bodied man with his hands upon his loins like a female that is giving birth. J 30. 6. The Hebrew word kesel loins appears several times at Leviticus 3. 4-15, referring to communion sacrifices. It is also used at Job 15. 27 and Psalm 38. 7. It is translated flanks and loins in the King James Version. Lois, Timothy's grandmother and apparently the mother of his mother Eunice. That she was not Timothy's paternal grandmother is indicated by the Syriac rendering thy mother's mother. Lois is commended by Paul, who indicates that she was a Christian woman having faith without hypocrisy. 2t1. 5. The family's residence apparently was in Lystra. Acts 16. 1, 2. A comparison of 2 Timothy 1. 5 with 2 Timothy 3. 15 suggests that Lois and Eunice both taught Timothy from the scriptures. Long-suffering. The patient endurance of wrong or provocation, combined with a refusal to give up hope for improvement in the disturbed relationship. Long-suffering therefore has a purpose, looking particularly to the welfare of the one causing the disagreeable situation. It does not mean the condoning of wrong, however. When the purpose for long-suffering is accomplished, or when there is no point in further putting up with the situation, long-suffering ends. It ends either with good to those giving provocation or with action against the wrongdoers. In any case, o textoi acute miritra longo, long-suffering 263. Suffering is better than physical mightiness, and it will accomplish more. He that is slow to anger is better than a mighty man, and he that is controlling his spirit than the one capturing a city. PR 16. 32. The man who is not long in spirit, but who bursts forth without restraint, is open to the invasion of any and all improper thoughts and actions. 4. As a city broken through, without a wall, is the man that has no restraint for his spirit. PR 25. 28. All his spirit is what a stupid one lets out, but he that is wise keeps it calm to the last. PR 29. 11. For these reasons, the wise man counsels not to be short in spirit. Do not hurry yourself in your spirit to become offended, for the taking of offense is what rests in the bosom of the stupid ones. EC 7. 9. Jehovah's long-suffering. When Jehovah took Moses up into Mount Horeb and showed him some of his glory, he declared before Moses, Jehovah, Jehovah, a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abundant in loving kindness and truth, preserving loving kindness for thousands, pardoning error and transgression and sin, but by no means will he give exemption from punishment. Acts 34. 5-7. This truth about Jehovah's slowness to anger was repeated by Moses, David, Nahum, and others. New 14. 18. NE 9. 17. PS 86. 15. 103. 8. Joe 2. 13. John 4. 2. Nah 1. 3. While long-suffering is an attribute of Jehovah, It is always expressed in harmony with his primary attributes of love, justice, wisdom, and power. 1 Joe 4. 8. 32. 4. PR 2. 6. PS 62. 11. Issa 40. 26, 29. Justice is due, first of all, to God's own name. That name must be exalted above all others in the universe. And this is essential for the well-being of all his creatures. The magnifying of his name is one of his chief reasons for long-suffering, as the Apostle Paul explains. If, now, God, although having the will to demonstrate his wrath and to make his power known, tolerated with much long-suffering vessels of wrath made fit for destruction, in order that he might make known the riches of his glory upon vessels of mercy, which he prepared beforehand for glory, namely, us, whom he called not only from among Jews, but also from among nations, what of it? Row 9. 22-24. God, in exercising long-suffering, is taking out a people